The breaking story is that Crystal Palace will be playing in the UEFA Conference League next season, not in the Europa League as they'd hoped to after winning the FA Cup, but in the third-tier continental competition. Let's bring you some more information in terms of the statement. And apologies, this has just reached us, and it is very, very wordy, as you can appreciate. It's come directly from UEFA, so I'll try and paraphrase as I can. So the first chamber of the CFCB has rendered a decision on Crystal Palace and Olympique Lyonnais. That's, of course, Lyon, and it's the other club that are involved in this situation. And they've concluded proceedings, the club financial control body, on the multi-club ownership case involving Crystal Palace and Lyon. They'd opened proceedings against Palace and Lyon due to a potential conflict with the multi-club ownership rule, which is provided in the competition's regulations. So on the 9th of July, so 2 days ago, the appeal instance of the French Financial Control Authority decided not to relegate Lyon to League 2, or Ligue 2 in France, and consequently, following an assessment by the club financial control body of UEFA, all of the other relevant conditions, including the assessment agreement, so Lyon will not be excluded from 2025-26 UEFA club competitions. And as a result of that, they pursued the assessment of the documents that have been submitted by Lyon and Crystal Palace and concluded that the clubs breached the multi-club ownership criteria from the regulations. And as a result of that, this is what has been decided by the first chamber of this body, which is the club financial control body of UEFA. They have accepted Lyon's admission to the Europa League, but they have rejected Palace's admission to the Europa League. And as a result of that, they have accepted Palace's admission to the Conference League. It might not end there, because this could be appealed. This is an option for Crystal Palace, should they choose to pursue it. They can appeal to the highest appeal court in sport, that is the Court of Arbitration for Sport, that is known as CAS, in accordance with Articles 62 and 63 of the UEFA statutes. So they will be able to lodge an appeal to CAS should they choose. We have contacted Crystal Palace for comment. This is the breaking story, that as it stands, as far as UEFA's club financial control body has concluded the proceedings of this multi-ownership case between Crystal Palace and Olympique Lyonnais, also known as Lyon, that Crystal Palace will play in the Conference League next season. And of course that Lyon, having managed to appeal their relegation to Ligue 2, will stay in the Europa League. And this is all about this man here, John Textor. Remember that Textor is a US businessman. He has Eagle Football Holdings. It has the majority stake in Crystal Palace and also the majority share in Lyon. And he sold his 43% stake for £190 million to Woody Johnson, but it hadn't been done in time. It was a bit of an administrative nightmare. And Palace tried to plead their case, tried to say that he had no say in the running of the club. But as a result, because of the way that it's panned out, and now this process that has taken place, well, Lyon, having had their appeal accepted against their relegation to Ligue 2, they will stay in the Europa League, but Crystal Palace will be demoted to the Conference League.
Breaking news from UEFA. After winning the FA Cup, Crystal Palace will not play in the Europa League as expected. Instead, they've been demoted to the Conference League due to UEFA's multi-club ownership rules. The issue? American investor John Textor owns stakes in both Palace and Lyon. UEFA's financial control body ruled that this violated competition regulations. Lyon's appeal against relegation in France was successful, so they stay in the Europa League. But Palace miss out. Palace can appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, but for now, it's Conference League football in 2025-26.